Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Oh boy. Okay, so they're starting to show their teeth more and more, right? We're starting to see more delusion. We're starting to see how the luxury lifestyle movement has permeated the internet. Um, we're starting to see how delusional they are. We're starting to see how out of touch they are. We're starting to see how myopic they are. For those of you that don't know, a little after the whole cheesecake debacle, a list was produced by, I guess, a number of black women, if not just one black woman, that essentially said these are the restaurants that we refuse to go to for first dates. What we refuse to do for first dates. It's a list of about 28, although obviously the list that I have is shorter because I couldn't crop it. Um, Either way, it's it's a list of 28 activities and restaurants that women refuse to go to for first dates. And this is just about women, black women in particular, try to break your wallet. This is not about trying to know you better. This is not necessarily about going into a quiet venue so that y'all can talk and she can see who you are and you can see who she is and just get a general idea for the first date. You know what a first date is supposed to be about. Find out what your interests are. See if the vibe is right. See if there's any connection. See if you're still intrigued from when you first met, etc., etc. Nope. This is about I deserve more than this, right? This is about I deserve more than this. You won't be taking me to one of these chain restaurants because I'm better than that. If you're not spending a few $100s on me, then how do I get to brag? So when we say these people are out of touch, remember we're in the middle of a stagflation, inflation, greedflation, however you want to call it. Shout out to Better You who just calls it flation, right? We're in the middle of one of those. Shout out to BGS. BGS just calls it a full-on recession, right? If I'm not mistaken, I don't want to put words in BGS's mouth. And yet in this environment, black women are like, screw what's going on in the world, right? Screw what's going on in America. I deserve, right? Black women are always told to settle. Other women aren't told to settle, right? Are they talking to other women about their first restaurants? White women, Latina women, Asian women? Of course not. They just wake up one morning and other women aren't told to settle. Chrissy, these are the people you produced. Yanni, these are the people you produced. Crystal and Kerosene, these are the people you produced. Paris Milan, these are the people you produced. Huh? These are the people y'all produced. Cynthia G, these are the people you produce. Mahogany Pink, Lexus Exodus, these are the people you produce. Shira 7, these are the people you produced. White capitalists, these are the people you produced. White feminists, these are the people you produced. Huh? Daddy dearest, my little princess dads, these are the people you produced. You a-hole mean resentful mothers who passed it on to your daughters, these are the people you produced. You mothers that didn't tell your daughters the truth about you and your baby daddy, ex-husband, ex-boyfriend relationship, you just made him seem like a monster, these are the people you produced. These are the people y'all produced, right? These little greedy, mean, materialistic, condescending, consumerist, selfish, self-centered a-holes that will do anything to justify why what they're doing is perfectly okay and how they're behaving is perfectly okay, and don't try to tone police and don't try to tell black women how to behave and don't try to tell black women how to respond. Sarge Willie Pete, this also adds to the black tax. This is a man tax, and this is a black tax on top of that. And this is a, well, I don't find you uber attractive, like my Johnny doesn't get wet every time I see you, so I'm gonna have to tax you for not finding you that attractive. Yes, I'm going on a date with you. I find you somewhat appealing. I find you somewhat intriguing, but because you're not Tupac to me, or whoever they find attractive, Chris Brown, whoever it is, that's the flavor of the day, the baby, whoever it is. And because I don't see you that way, right? Because you're not Michael B. Jordan or whoever it is, I'm going to tax you because I got to break your wallet because I don't find you that physically attractive like that. Right? So all this list speaks to is what we've raised in America, in Black America, over the past few decades. These are your daughters, America. These are your black daughters. These are your black daughters, dear Black America. You know, the ones you keep on ducking and dodging and protecting and doing everything for and pretending like it's the boys that's the problem and the boys are a-holes and the boys won't step it up. Yes, Steve Harvey, these are your daughters. Yes, Oprah, these are your daughters. Yes, Gayle King, these are your daughters. Huh? These are your daughters. Dr. Richie, these are your daughters. Huh? Shaq, these are your daughters. Willie D, these are your daughters. Boyce Watkins, these are your daughters. Huh? These are your daughters. "28 things." Yeah, we're not going to do it. We're just not. Because this is beneath us. We deserve more. And white women aren't told to settle, boy. They must think white women are born on cloud nine with no stresses, no issues, and right. That's why we call it the myth of white womanhood. They don't think white women are human beings, or they don't think white women are treated like human beings. Do white women get privilege? Of course. No one would say otherwise. Anyone who does is a liar. But you're trying to tell me white women aren't being bought, and I'm talking about like solidly middle-class white women aren't being bought to Cheesecake Factory or Applebee's or whatever the hell, or bowling or whatever the hell. This is why, and I want to say it here, let me pat myself on the back. This is why when I was speaking, and I'll continue to maintain this, they want upper middle class white women treatment. It's not just white women. Upper middle class of white woman treatment. They really want rich or wealthy white woman treatment. That's what they really want, but we'll say upper middle class and above. This is why we call them delusional. This is why we call it the, because they so over romanticize what white women are being treated like in the life that white women are living, that they come out with ridiculous lists like this. Because white women aren't told to settle, and why are black women always told to settle? And we're deserving. We're worthy. Right? This is what all, now that we put their back to the wall so much in these conversations on the internet over the past few few years. Now that we put their back to the wall, this is how they sound. I told y'all it wasn't about stability. There's enough stable black men. There's enough okay black men, a little bit below, a little bit above. They were not looking for their peers. They were looking to come up off of a man. That's why they're doing the whole swirl of divestor thing. They don't love white men like that. They want the status of being a white man's girlfriend or wife. They're looking to come up off of a man. right? That's what this is about. How can I come up off of a man? Not have a stable man, not have a quote unquote equally yoked man. Whenever you hear women, particularly religious women, start talking about equally yoked, what they really mean is a man that's financially better than me, more well known, just better, just a better man, and I'm gonna call that equally yoked. I'm gonna say we're similarly situated. No, he's better than me, right? But I'm deserving. I'm deserving. White women aren't told to settle. Boy, they use the white woman for all type of excuses. The mythical magical white woman with the mythical magical white man, right? Just spreading fairy dust on each other, and no one struggle, no one has financial struggle, no one thinks twice about buying something, none of that, right? That's what they tell themselves. Right? Huh. And white women aren't told to settle, right? All of this is as excuses to just be generally mean, be unbearable people, and think it's okay because white women get to do it, right? Isn't that the excuse for everything? White women get to do it. White women get to be out here and still get married. White women get to be condescending and married. White women get to be. White women get to not be the most attractive and still get married and have a above stable boyfriend and husband. White women, white women, white women, white women. Right? So the fight isn't for equality. The fight isn't for fairness. The fight isn't for, anything that's beneficial for the entire black community. The fight isn't for any of that. The fight is to be able to practice negative liberty the way it is perceived that all white women get to do it, unless they're extreme crackheads and they get kicked out the family. And even then, white women get to mess up and do wrong and be mean and kill people and accuse people of things. And why can't we do it? Dear black men, when other people hear American, they hear white and they hear negative liberty, and that's what they want to do too. And when I say other people, I mean everybody but black men. Asians, Latinos, black women, white women, everybody but black men want to be able to do messed up things like how they feel white men get to do it. I want to be able to hit someone with a car while I'm drunk and kill them and then claim what they call it, affluenza. There we go, affluenza, right? That's what this is about. Huh? What was Peter Liang's defense when he killed Akai Gurley, right? What was the Asian community's excuses in defense? The Asian woman, the rich Asian woman that killed her black baby daddy. It's always white people get to do it. Why can't we? And that's the same thing that black women are on. That's the same thing that this list is about. White women get to go to nice restaurants for their first date. They get to break not just black men. They get to break men's wallets on first dates. Why can't we do it? White women get to do foodie calls. Why can't we do it? This is what equality looks like. Ain't that right, black women? Ain't that right, Chrissy subscribers and Yanni subscribers and Paris subscribers and Cynthia G subscribers and Crystal and Karazin subscribers? Isn't that what y'all really want? To be able to be able to be a chocolate dipped version of the meanest, snarkiest, rudest white woman humanly possible and still end up with the dream life. Isn't that the goal? What Tyree said, if you want to be famous, you should have just said it. Right? Black women, if you want to be white women, just say it. Now, nobody's going to grant it to you. White men are not going to do it. Asian men can't do it. Latino men can't do it. Black men can't do it. Black women can't do it themselves, and white women can't do it. Nobody could give you that. So, oops. But if you want that, you should have just said it. You ain't got to lie to kick it, Craig. Right? Where's Dr. Umar Johnson now? Where are y'all? Right? Where are y'all? Where are all the naysayers that keep on chastising us about what we need to do as black men and what we haven't done and what we haven't built? That's not what you're doing. I'm so sick of the conversation being predicated on this fake fact, right? What Kellyanne Conway say? Alternative fact that all black women want is fairness and equality and egalitarianism. No. Black women want to be white women, politically and socially. Yes, economically, but they really want the political and social position of white women in general, white upper middle class women at the least, specifically. And Ishmael says, and thank you for the super chat, I support this behavior. Hear me out. This makes it easier for me to exclude you. Show as many cards in your hand as possible. I agree. Right? And Sauchi says the top 5% lifestyle, only 5% of the population can afford that. And that's all it is. They want the $1 million home on at least an acre lot, right? In the burbs. They want to send their kid to the premier public school or nice private school, right? And like it's turning from a want more to a need. The feeling is that of a need. I'm not saying it's a need. I'm saying the feeling. They're feeling like it's a need. You want to talk about why women don't want to get married and don't want to have children. They're like, yeah, if I can't live that life, I don't want anything. So yeah, you're still gonna have black women that have oops babies and et cetera, et cetera. But for many of them, it's like, yeah, I want that life or nothing. Shout out to all you white capitalists. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right? They came out with 28 things that you can't do, you can't say. I'm not going to this restaurant. You can't get me to do that. I'm not doing this, etc., etc. 28. Absolutely insane. Right? But of course, what did we expect? We thought our daughter was morally superior to our sons. Right? They're harder working, they're more mature, right? Etc., etc. And you gas their heads up for a few decades, and now look at how they sound. Right? Absolutely insane, but of course, and it should be that way. I agree with Ishmael. It should be this way. What did everyone expect? It should be this way. These are the daughters America deserves, because these are the daughters that you raised. Right? These are the daughters that America deserves, because these are the daughters that you raised. These are the black women that you raised. Dear Black America, let's see who's going to start copping pleas now. right? Chief Ruckus says they should attract those type of providers. Why can't they attract those type of providers? Because they're insufferable, and number one. But before we even get to that, people tend to marry within their socioeconomic class and position, et cetera, right? So black women who are first, maybe second generation out of the hood, right? They're making, let's say we're dealing with a professional. She making her 75, 80, 90, maybe even 120,000, maybe 150 a year, right? Let's say she's earning that. Does she have the gravitas? Can you bring her to certain dinners? Can she really rub elbows with white folks like that? Why they make corny ass jokes and she laughs at it, right? Why they make slick ass remarks because it's coming. While white women who feel like you're not deserving of that white man make slick ass remarks and you got to keep your cool and make snarky remarks back on the low. What's the name of the sister on Fox News? She used to be a model. Oh my God, y'all know who I'm talking about. Not Heather. Is her name Heather? It's not Heather. Heather. I forgot her name. Black. Well, she's been on Fox News forever. Slim. She's married to a white man. I think she used to be a model. Or at least a pageant. She used to do pageants. I can't remember her name. Her face is right there though. But yeah, I remember watching one of these shows, and she was doing, like, she was cooking on one of these shows, and one of the Fox morning guys was there, and he said something slick, and she got right with him. Yes, there we go, Kevin C. Yes, Harris Faulkner. Yes, Harris Faulkner. Not to be confused with Charles Faulkner, but Harris Faulkner. Yeah. And Harris Faulkner got right with him, but she said it in a slick ass. She said, if you wasn't paying attention, you would have never even saw that he said something offensive to her, and she responded to him. But real quick, can y'all do that, ladies? So before we even get to, you know, the fact that these white guys usually aren't interested in black women, for the ones that are, do you have the temperament? Right? Before we even talk about the negative PR about black women or whatever, and twerking and whatever the hell, and ghetto and whatever, et cetera, et cetera. No, do you have the temperament? Right? Do you have the look? How many well off, and this is why they're celebrating the news anchor who has a kid and whose white boyfriend then proposed to her live on air. That's why they're celebrating that, because once again, it's not about probability, it's about possibility. She's a heavier black woman with a child, and the white man proposed to her live on air. They don't know what to do. Their hearts going pitter patter everywhere. But how many well off, upwardly mobile, or already on top white men, fine, you don't have a child, how many of them are interested in your standard black woman? Fine, how many of them are interested in your standard black woman who earns, let's say, $80,000 a year plus? Right? Sauchi said, I had folks in those spaces ask me, why are black women aggressive? Because black women feel like they didn't get what they were promised. They were promised white womanhood, and they ain't get it yet. Right? Black women are livid. There's not a word to describe it. They're seething. Every day they wake up and they have to go to work, and they have to listen to white women talk about their life, and they looking at black men like, you losers, and they looking at white men like, why won't you elevate us to white woman status? Black women are aggressive because they're mad as hell. They're mad as hell because they feel like they weren't given what white women were given. right? They're livid. That's why we call it the myth of white womanhood. Yes, white women get privileges, but the way black women speak about white women is that white women have no struggles whatsoever. None, nada, zilch. Right? And once again, thank you for the super chat, Ishmael. And Demetrius says, and thank you for the super chat. Do you think inadvertently worship? Oh, excuse me. Do you think they inadvertently worship white women? Yes and no. They see white women as their adversary, but I do think the way they think of white women, the way they feel about white women, somehow, yes, like you're saying, inadvertently gets them to like worship land. But I really think black women worship themselves. Black women worship themselves and they worship white men. I don't think they really worship white women. They want white women's position, but they don't really worship white women. They worship themselves and they worship white men. Right? And thank you, Earth. Earth says it's envy. Right? They're envious of white women, but I don't see them worshiping white women. Black women feel like, and don't forget, a few, this was a while ago, but a few months ago when we covered the story of that this, I don't know what we would call her, spiritual guru, whatever the hell, and she gave you this long diatribe of how the world used to be run by women, and then men did this evil thing and this bad thing, and then they flipped the world and they created patriarchy to hold women down, etc., etc., etc. You have no idea how much, like, your average black woman they may not articulate it in that way, but they really think that they're smarter than men, they're more resourceful than men. They really think like they're not the balance to men in overall nature. No, they're better than men, particularly in the black community. Y'all remember at one point how much they were fighting us when we were saying matriarchy? Now, the ones of them that are ahead of the curve are just straight out saying, yeah, and what's wrong with that? Now, do for me, bow to me. Right? So this list is just to tell what we've kept on saying, right? And what's on the list? Let's go over the list. Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, the movies, Your House, any fast food chain, Buffalo Wild Wings, Wingstop, Red Lobster, a buffet, IHOP, Denny's, the gym, church, Starbucks, coffee dates, ice cream dates, family functions, movie night. That's Netflix, Hulu, etc. Somewhere that requires a long drive. Look at this. Somewhere that requires a long drive. Okay, so I guess you can't live in the sticks. Bowling, nightclub, hookah bar, a bar for drinks, Waffle House, sports event. Wow. Dear black men, right? Dear black men, wow. So black women don't even want the quote unquote standard American experience. They want above. Because what are we saying? We're saying that white women don't go to Olive Garden for first dates, right? Oh, Red Lobster for first dates. I'm guessing we meet in a nightclub, but we can't go to a nightclub for first dates. Okay. No sports events. So I mean, if we have some exclusive seats, you don't want to go, right? Oh, oops, you're bad. You already said no. It's on the list, right? We got nice seats for a football game or a basketball game. Oh, you already said no. It's on the list. You approve the list, right, ladies? pretty sure there's caveats, huh? There's caveats to this list. No coffee dates. Trent, I just want y'all to understand, like I said before, they want to break your wallet. This is black women in a roundabout way saying we deserve to practice foodie calls. White women get to do it. Yeah, Detroit. I saw it posted on attorney Dennis Sperling's channel. I saw it. And Detroit says, "You see the response of men first dates?" Yeah, I saw it. Right? Black women are telling you it is their right to try to break your wallet, to try to break you on a first date. That's what this is about. These are all the places that don't have that don't have a menu or a bill that I could break your wallet. And minus maybe the sports event, you know. Yeah. And what does it say? Here is a list of places women absolutely refuse to go on a first date, and thank you to the ladies who reached out to me to help me on my list. And it's 28 places and events and venues. Wow. And Ishmael says, and thank you for the super chat. And once again, thank you for the super chat, Demetrius. Your theory is spot on. Sojourner Truth's famous "Ain't I Woman" speech comes to mind. Black women still asking white men, "Ain't I worthy of your privilege, love, etc." But man, we and the black, you can, I I struggled for a very long time when I would hear black men say that men are scared of women. I struggled with that. I struggled kind of accepting that, to be honest with y'all. But to know ain't I a woman, to see black men duck and dodge and weave and bob, especially black celebrity men. But you could kind of understand why black celebrity men are doing that. They don't want to mess up any type of situation they might have with with their audience or their supporters of black women. Okay, so that's understandable. But to watch as black men, black academics, black professional men just try to stay out the way, right? And like these very blatant um signs and shows of black women's contempt for black men just because you exist, right? And you're not a white man and you didn't put black women in white women's position. It just speaks to like the fear, right? It speaks to the fear. And we watch as black men duck and dodge and weave and bob and try and cajole and tie themselves into knots and pretzels just to not be honest that, granted, okay, fine, let's say there are some black men that make us cringe because you could tell they really, really want to be white men, right? Whether they're dude bro black guys or whether they're more conservative leaning black guys or whether they're LGBTQ black guys, but you could really tell that their biggest goal in life is to be accepted and patted on the head and boinked on the nose with a white shaft. Yeah, I said that. You could see that that's their goal in life. Okay, fine, let's say that there are black men like that. Where are their black female counterparts? Are we saying they don't have black female counterparts? Because the black community is bursting at the seams with all of these black women essentially, and shout out to Kevin C, essentially screaming about how much they want to be politically and socially white women. And I'm watching all of, like, practically all of our professional and well-to-do black people, whether it's sports stars, whether it's commentators, whether it's music entertainers, news anchors, I am watching all of these black people say nothing or pretend like it don't exist. And the issue has gotten so bad where you have the Cynthia G's of the world who got to run roughshod on the internet for a couple years, speaking this insanely. Speaking about aborting, literally eugenics on the internet. Aborting black male babies. She literally came out her mouth talking about she wanted to destroy the black community. She got to speak like that for years. We had a black woman who had the thumbnail of a black man hanging, being hung on one side of a tree while a black girl is swinging haphazardly on the other side of the tree. Not even haphazardly, with enthusiasm. And the black community, see, you can't tell me it's just those of us that don't really know other black people with some power and influence that fall onto these videos. Talk about Cynthia G. At one point, Stally, those of you that know Stally, rapper, I think Stally's Stally's out of Ohio, huge ass beard. The brother had Rob, yes, that dude with dreads, yes, Cynthia G's baby daddy, as an intro to one of his songs. And it was a clip from Rob, he used to do his commentary in his room and etc. And it was a clip from one of the commentaries. So in other words, these entertainers are coming across, and this was forever ago, by the way. These entertainers are coming across these videos and these subjects. As a matter of fact, and we're going to take a little bit of pause to talk about this. Corey Holcomb, if any of y'all caught Corey Holcomb's stream, I think it was this week, his broadcast this week, he mentions Cynthia G, and he mentioned that her channel finally got taken down and et cetera, and the hateful rhetoric that she was using. So there's no way these entertainers are not coming across this. These talking heads aren't coming across this. There's no way their children or grandchildren are not showing them this. If Cynthia G was on Fox Soul, that means y'all know. Y'all know about Chrissy, you know about Yanni, you know about Cynthia G, you know about Crystal and Kerosene, and you agree. That's why. Why you complain that your sons are getting their passports and going overseas? I wonder why. Why you complain about the picture with all these black boys going to prom with all these white girls, and you raise insufferable black daughters, but you wonder why your black sons don't want to date them? I'm just saying. Right? And Trell says Corey Holcomb is supposed to do a show here in the next couple of weeks. Listen, Trell, I suggest you go. I've been to 2 Corey Holcomb shows. The man is a riot. He is that funny stand up, just like on his show. He really is that funny. He really is that funny. Right? I've been to 2 of his shows when he came down here to South Florida. He really is that funny. So they do be okay. So, and Timekeeper says, "Wow, I just realized they unsubbed me from you. I thought, I know you're trying to say I thought you just haven't been streaming. Wow, so they really do be themselves. Hey man, look, hey, we already look. I know the subject matter I cover. I didn't even know Mr. Z's channel was gonna get this big. So whatever. We already look." In a different world, I think I would have had at least 5,000 subscribers. But hey, I know what world I'm in. I know what my subject matter is. I understand. I get it. Right? Talking about that. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. But I know what content I produce. I know the sensitivity of the subject matter. So yeah, Timekeeper, I expect it. Oh, and then that's exactly what I'm speaking to right here. And Timekeeper says, Z, you might be shadow banned or something. Yeah. We already, long time. Yeah, we already factored that in. Yeah, right. Exactly. So, the black community is bursting at the seams with these loud black women, right? Who have contempt for black men, if not most black men, right? At at You get the intellectuals like Kim Foster, who tries to keep one foot in and one foot out, right? And essentially makes it seem like I love you more than you love you, black men. You're just too dumb to realize it. I want to free you and unshackle you from all of this patriarchal understanding of manhood, so you could be a effeminate little. Mm, Almost slipped. Almost lost my religion. Almost lost my religion, y'all. It almost came out. Let's reel that back. Let's reel that back. Right? Huh? I love you more than you love you. And I'm not saying she said that, but if you've seen one of her more recent clips where she makes it seem like we're too dumb to realize that she's trying to help us out, and women like her, they're trying to do right by us, but we're holding on to like whatever toxic masculinity or whatever it is, patriarchy or whatever it is, we're holding on for dear life, right? While women like her try to say, no, let it go. Trust me. It's better over here where we are, where we run things, where us as black women rerun things, and then we just call it egalitarianism. Yeah, that's it. While we blow smoke up each other. Let me tell you something. If the Barbie movie, the Barbie universe isn't Blacklandia, I don't know what is. Right? And Eric Deadman says, I tell Princella disciples to take power by force. Look, man, stop, man. Look, like I said the other day, all that. Oh, but when we square up, isn't that what Samantha Cooker said? But we said, stop, ladies. I don't suggest it, right? Y'all listen to Eric if you want to. I don't suggest it, right? Y'all don't watch too many Colombiana movies and all these, Marvel movies and Star Wars where you just wake up with superpowers because you're mad at someone. Yeah, but stop, right? And thank you for the super chat, Eric. Eric said, "Take it by force, then. Take the power by force." From who? Wait a minute. Black men don't have any power, so they ain't taking it from us. Wait, who are they gonna take it from? White women? Oh, good luck on that. Who y'all gonna take it from? White men? Yeah, that's it. It's gonna be black women, a handful of black LGBTQ men, and who else? Black children? Yeah, good luck on that. Right? And once again, thank you, Eric Denman, for the super chat. Right? And Indigo says, and Indigo Flow, thank you for the super chat. Indigo Flow says, you don't have to worry about refusing to go. I ain't taking you. Right? And he puts three laughing emojis, and he says, absolutely refuse to go. Nobody asked you, LOL. Exactly. Exactly. Right? And that's what, Indigo, when I tell you this level, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful. That's why I agree with Ishmael. We need to see it. It's beautiful that they talking like this now. It's beautiful because is what it always was. This is what it always was. And I'm a look. Mr. Z is just tapping on his fingers to see which one of these. I'm talking about notable. I don't want no more just YouTube or internet commentators. I'm looking to see when is Oprah gonna say something. When is Michelle Obama gonna say something? It's never gonna happen. I'm waiting. Right. When is Gayle King going to say something? Huh? When is Beyonce going to say something? There's no way that none of these people are coming across this content. None of their grandchildren or a relative or a homegirl or no one's showing y'all none of this. Y'all know who Cynthia G is though, right? Cynthia G is on Fox Soul, but none of you know that she's talking about aborting black male babies. Okay, yeah, that's it. Right? So once again, so y'all just by your own actions, you're telling black men, yeah, we agree with Cynthia G. That's why we don't say anything about her. We will not sanction her. We'll sanction you. We'll talk about how horrible Kevin Samuels was for the black community, but we don't have nothing to say to Cynthia G, who was talking about aborting black male sons before Kevin Samuels popped on the scene. Oops. Huh? So, speaking of what Indigo said, yeah, a list of 28 American franchise restaurants and event. Just this is just American. What black women are saying is they're above America. These are just This is like just American pastime. This is like Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden. Like the movies in a dinner is as American of a first date as you can possibly get. And black women are saying, yeah, I'm above that. Right? No coffee dates, no ice cream. Like, right? What about if we go somewhere and we're out super late? So no Denny's, which is often open at night. No, none of that, right? No Waffle House, none of that. All these places that are open late night. Black women are just telling you, yeah, I'm above that. You gotta love it. This is why we say let them talk. This is why I say let them talk, and this is why I say the internet will expose us all. In all of their arrogance, they think there's. Look, you imagine black women have been on a mission to tell us that they could get white men too, they could get Latino men too. What did the sister say? If I could get a black man, excuse me, a white man. I could get a Indian man. I could get a Latino man. Like she's picking a man off of a shelf, right? Like she going to the man superstore and says, "I'm just gonna take this one," right? So black women are speaking like that, and yet they're putting out lists like this because this is appealing to non-black men, right? Oh, I get it. You think you're pricing black men out by saying, black men can only afford this. So I'm going to say that I want better than this. And it's going to be appealing to non-black men. And non-black men are going to look down on black men and be like, you guys can't afford that. Anything above this, huh? Well, we can. We'll take black women off your hands for you. Yawn. Whoever is the PR manager or the press secretary and Black Woman Landia, you're doing a crap job. Absolute crap job. Right? And once again, thank you for the super chat, Indigo. And Indigo, what Indigo said, absolutely refuse to go. Yawn. Don't go then. Don't. And for all of you black women, why aren't you stepping up? The ones of you that disagree with this, where are you? Where are you to say, yeah, these women don't speak for me? They sound crazy. I don't know what they talking about. Because I gotta give it to black women when Ebony K. Williams came out talking about mediocre men and whatnot. I'll give it to black women. A nice chunk of them were like, whoa, 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 right? But for all of you supposed quote unquote good black women, oh, y'all gonna have to go at the sisterhood. Your fear be damned. Oh yeah, y'all gonna have to go at the sisterhood. Yes, you are. No more of that. Oh, I'm too late. I'm too much of a lady for that. All right. And watch your sons walk out the back door holding some Latina woman's hand. For all you black women who want your sons to come home with a black woman, watch your sons walk out the back door with a white girl's hand, with an Asian girl's hand. Oh, I haven't seen it. And Lion says, to be fair, a lot of women push back on the list also. Put the links in the comments. Right. And Mr. Shook to you says, love live the SS gynocrat. I know what you mean. Did you mean to say long live the SS gynocrat? Why they goose step up and down Martin Luther King Drive? All across the hoods of America? Goose stepping and hell Hitlering? Right? Tell us what they won't settle for. Jeez. A list of 28 things that are as American pie. And black women said, yeah, no. We're above that. We're better than that. And this goes to show you these dates ain't nothing but a way for them to get free food, a reason for them to put on their makeup, wear their nice heels, right? And have the experience of going to some exclusive restaurant to brag to their friends. This is why a few years ago, y'all kept on seeing them take pictures of their food and you don't see who's on the other side of that table because they didn't care about who was on the other side of that table. It was about that person, man, bringing them to that restaurant so they can brag and show off. And the ghost said, "Oh, and tell, bro." While you BSing though, seriously, seriously, because they're really all on a mission, right? And once again, thank you, Mr. Shook, to you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And then the goat came back and said, "Come and tell ho." Oh man, on tell pro and go and tell ho. Oh man, y'all can't start. Y'all can't start. Oh man, and KW Don says, and thank you for the super chat. Michelle Obama tried to sell struggle love and sisterhood, wasn't having it. Well, no, she wasn't trying to sell struggle love. She was telling, but and I know I actually covered this. She was actually telling them, yeah, y'all might not want to dead a relationship for over one struggle, over one bump in the road. You gotta be so. What did FD signifiers say? These men aren't resilient enough, or maybe they're not resilient enough. No, you gotta be a little resilient. That's what Michelle Obama was telling them. She wasn't selling them on struggle love. That's maybe how they interpreted it. What she was saying is there's gonna be struggle in your relationship. There's gonna be some strife in your relationship. There's gonna be some speed bumps and some roadblocks in your relationship. It's gonna happen. Period. You won't experience some type of uneasy risk versus as women in general, black women specifically, yeah, about. I have no problem with that. All black women are. I didn't say dainty. I say agile. However they are. And you wonder why they file for divorce the second a man loses his job. Dear America, these are women you raised. Black America, these are the black women you, right? The black women that are so materialistic, such hyper consumers, they're now telling men, yeah, all of these American ass ways of first dates, yeah, we're above that now. We're above that. We want exclusive experiences that we could brag to our friends and show on social media. And if you can't do that, then you're not a candidate. And I love it. What Jason Black says, this is good, with his wrestler ass voice. Right? This is good. It is good that they're telling us that they're above this simple ass going to a nice date at Cheesecake Factory or wherever the hell, train tracks, to sit down and get to know the other person. What black women are telling you is that, yeah, we don't care about getting to know you. What we care about is this nice ass date. What we care about is this food so we could take pictures of it and post it on Instagram. So we could send to our friends and be like, you see where he bought me? It's no longer about getting to know the person. You know the whole reason for the date. It's about breaking your wallets, black men. Huh. It's about breaking your wallets. So no, I don't see Michelle Obama as telling them, and if you're referring to the same clip that I'm referring to, excuse me. But yeah, I don't see her telling them to accept struggle love, right? And to deal with struggle love. I see her telling them you're going to go through struggle and strife in your relationship. It's inevitable. There are going to be up and down on your relationship. And you imagine if Michelle Obama fully thought the way she did, and she didn't have her mother in her corner saying, "Oh yeah, you might want to second think. Are you sure about that?" Right? And she didn't have her mother in the corner saying, "Are you sure about that?" Michelle Obama would have never been first lady. And it's very possible that Barack would have never been president. She would have torpedoed both of their careers. So not only did she have to be amenable to the advice had to be there in the first place. But what am I saying? Black women ain't trying to hear it. Right? Huh. But this speaks to what we've been saying, right? So let them talk. Oh yeah, y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Let them talk. This is the beauty of the internet, everyone. This is the beauty of the internet. We love it. We love it. Right? Let them talk. Let them talk. Right? This is why I say the internet will expose us all. This is why I speak the way I do about these different endeavors. This is beautiful. Right? And all of their arrogance and all of their myopia, they come out of nowhere and give you a list of things and places they are not going, which is, but they have the right to. That is their prerogative. And it is our prerogative to say, all right, then. Right? And Shrub Bentley says, I'm triggered by their centering of experience over developing a lasting relationship. Therefore, I will decenter my resources to instead find a safe space. I like this. I like this. Uh, and Sauchi says, The infantile mentality from a group with 54% fat obese. I'm just saying. Sauchi, they don't. You as a black man and black men in general don't deserve fit black women because you didn't make black women upper middle class and rich white women. That would be their response in a roundabout way because you know they can't just come up the middle. And Toya the tutor says, and thank you Toya for this comment. Why y'all reluctant to hit the like button? Exactly. Hit the like button, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Right? Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So I'll end up with this because I only got a couple minutes. Most of this is just cap. Everybody, they'll go to Cheesecake Factory. Most of this is just cap. That's the killer part. This is, yes, they're aspiring for this. Yes, they put whoever contributed to this list. I promise you, the majority of them would go to Cheesecake Factory, especially if you're good looking enough as a brother. Oh yeah, they going to cheese. If the white boy asks them to Cheesecake Factory, or the swaggy enough brother asks them to go to Cheesecake Factory, they going. They're going. Line said it right. We know it's all cap. Most of this is cap. Most, and by the way, for those of you who were dragged along to the hair salon with your mom or the nail salon, it's all this talk, and most of those women are capping. This is nail salon, hair salon talk on the internet that we are just privy to. They're capping. And Toya says, "Let's be for real. They're asking to bring a plate back to their kid." I'm just saying, right? And Kevin C. said, "Let's be real. The list, quote unquote, the list is for black men. Non-black men and Pookie are exempt from any requirements and restrictions." I wouldn't just put Pookie there. I would put exceedingly any man that makes the Johnny wet. It could be Pookie. It could be the black version of Bartholomew III. Shout out to Sarge Willie Pete. As long as they make the Johnny wet, then you don't have to follow any of these quote unquote requirements or standards or whatever the hell. It don't necessarily have to be Pookie. I'll say that, right? Now, the black tax does exist, and they definitely tax in black men who they don't find exceedingly attractive or appealing. Oh yeah, definitely the list applies to you. But if you're Michael B. Jordan, or if you're Pac, or if you're whoever the hell the guy is at the time, let's say Chris Brown, or I don't know who else they find attractive. Buddy Rowe from Black Panther that they were speaking about, M'Baku, the brother that played M'Baku. Yeah, it doesn't apply to you, but everybody else, right? And Ishmael says, "Can I get in my pretty bag for a minute, Mr. Z? The Kansas City Chiefs are." Oh, he said petty. Excuse me. My petty bag first. The Kansas City Chiefs 4-0. Nicole Swift. Nicole Swift. Did you see the game Sunday? It's me. Hi. No, I did not. I'm not big on football, but you just did get your bragging out. You did get your bragging out, right? Right. But yeah, on that note, everybody, we got to make a hard stop. So, and we'll let Ishmael get the final comment, and we'll do this. We'll pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. I might do a panel stream tonight, depending on if anybody else is doing it when I get off. So we'll see. And we'll talk about these different things. But yeah, so we'll pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. And yeah, most of this was cap anyway. That part. A list of 28 fully American things that black women said, yeah, we ain't doing. We ain't going. All right, fine. Who asked you anyway? Shout out to Indigo Flow. All right, everybody. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Mr. Z out.